Good afternoon, everybody. Very warm welcome back. We are in Canada, so hello, bonjour as well. If you're in Canada and you're French speaking, bonjour to you, welcome. And we're in the Aerosoft CRJ again, CRJ900 variant at the new RegDesigns Toronto Pearson International for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So today our route in our journey, if you like, is going to take us between Canada and the United States of America, between this very Toronto Pearson International and also then Bradley International as well in, I think, Connecticut, I believe. Make peace, hello to you. Dwyle, good afternoon as well. We've got payware scenery on both ends, so we've got this RegDesigns Toronto, which was recently released last week, but also we've got the LatinVFR Bradley International as well, so end to end, really nice bit of scenery throughout. If you're new to the channel, tuning in for the first time, a very warm welcome on board. Please do hit subscribe, and if you are a subscriber, then keep an eye out on the live chat for the Nightbots. It will put in a link every now and again showing the giveaway that we've got going. There are 2 copies of this scenery to give away today. The 2 lucky subscribers throughout the live stream today as well. So let's have a little look at Navigraph for route 1 of 2. Toronto to Bradley International. There we are at Terminal 1. We're using a real-world route operated by Jazz on behalf of Air Canada Express, and we're going to depart runway 06 left on the Kepler 2 departure, which is this. As with a lot of North American departures at major airports, it's fly runway heading and get vectored. So 06 left, we're going to depart 057 degrees, and then from at or above 1000 we should get some sort of vectors, and we are off out towards Bumper, which is here, overflying Albion Pine Hill Airfield, and there's some text information there as well. So unless otherwise assigned, I'm heading 057 degrees to 1000 feet, and continue climb heading 057, or as a sign, expect radar vectors to mobile and then proceed via depicted route. There's mobile there, so we might have to depart and do a little bit of work to get onto mobile before we can continue. Might have to do a little direct to in our own flight computer and things, but all good. And then straight over the border into the United States of America, this little green line here, in fact. So across we go. There's Bumper. And then we're going to be very briefly joining the Quebec 935 airway over to Orville, and then we're going to be straight into the approach, the Stellar 1 arrival into Bradley International, which is just there, and a diversion airfield of JFK today, though we won't necessarily need it. We've got everything configured on Volanta as well, so you can see, well, in fact you can see the weather that's coming into the north as well, from the north I should say. And our little route lined off in magenta, going across the states there. Don't forget to smash the like button while you're here today, tuning in as well. I've seen conflicting reports of bad performance, struggling performance for this RegDesigns scenery. I've never flown using this yet, so we're going to explore it and sort of see what it's like first time. Good grief. It's been okay for the time being, but when you stream, systems can get very heavy.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
There's our Australian crew member. She gets around. David, hello, welcome. Loving my British Avgeek mug. Don't forget to plug the merch. Fantastic. Glad to hear you're enjoying the merchandise. Hey guys, if you do want to get some merch and sort of support the stream in quite a unique way, we've got loads of different products, from mugs, stickers, flag designs as well for those in the States or the UK, New Zealand, Australia. push. Let's see. That's all done. Auto, arm. They're all on. Available. Boost pumps are on. Circ fans are on. Got nav and logo. In the legs page, you can see here we've got the vectors to mobile. Once we get above 1000, I'll probably do a little direct to, but to be honest, I could potentially just use heading mode and fly us to mobile, and then the aircraft should sort of pick up the rest of the route itself, I'd like to think. But yeah, we'll give it a go, we'll see what happens. Right, we can probably bring this range in a little bit so we can see more closely what we're going to be doing, and we've got our V-speed set. Because it's a bit snowy here at Toronto, we are configured for slightly quicker bit of takeoff. So V1 of 137, we're fairly heavy as well, 88 passengers, 345 kilograms in the forward cargo hold, 1000 in the back, and 4100, 73 kilos of fuel. And there's that all-important centre of gravity and takeoff trim, 7.2, which we've set over there. There's the first little giveaway link, folks. It's all on Gleam, and when we get back to Toronto at the end of today's stream, the giveaway will have closed. We'll then go on and draw the winners at the end of the live stream today as well. And it will close at some point during the return leg. For information, let's start our pushback. We can prep the tug. I don't think there is any pushback equipment available, which is a little bit frustrating. Ian, hello, welcome. Look, Dastardly, hi. Good flight as always. Good to hear. Yeah, sadly, Nighthawk going the opposite direction with the weather and the ATIS and things. Chris, home airport for you as well. Good morning. Right, let's get pushback. We check we're on the right frequency, 1228 we are, and we're at stand 252, so I'm just going to get my pushback streams. Pushback charts. CYYZ, taxi charts, here we go. Parking gates. Toronto Pearson traffic, Jazz 590, stand 252, push start, face south. Yeah, looks like we've got the invisible tug. Hello, how do you like the new Flabberwire announcements? One of them is a bit broke, but they are amazing, don't you think? Yeah, they've done a fantastic job, haven't they? Yeah, I really like them. Should probably put the beacon on as well. Having said that, they will be working on some other announcements in the near future to include more country-specific. Oh God, performance. Some more country-specific sort of announcements as well, and I've been doing a little bit of work. Well, actually, back in August, I did a little bit of work recording some announcements as well for two airlines, which will hopefully be used in the near future. Hugh, Terminal 1, I believe. Diffuse. Good question. Let's just sort this out because I was getting easily distracted here. Want to be on the yellow line if I can. Estimated flight time today is about an hour each way for the legs. Aaron, hello. Do you use the block fuel amount provided by Simbrief? I do indeed, yes, for the CRJ900. Let's do part brakes. And we need to unlock that. Ian, yeah. Yes, the little bit of sniffing in the background. Pete, have I seen the new screenshots for the Just Flight 146 Professional? It's going to look brilliant, isn't it? The question is, do we go for a retro Osprey livery, or do we go for the more modern variant? What do you guys think would look best? We need to do nose wheel steering because I often forget that. And I'll set these arms now because I'll forget that as well. Stab trim's done. Have we done yaw damper? Just check this. Yeah. Window heats, windshield heats. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn probe icing on now and windshield heat. I'll put a bit of wing icing on too. What's the temperature at the moment? -2 degrees. Chilly, chilly, chilly. Yeah, I can't see anybody. I haven't heard anybody either. So perhaps not. Zeka, it's Fly Live Studio, but it doesn't work that well, to be honest. It breaks regularly throughout most of our streams. I'm sure you'll remember we're constantly resetting it throughout the streams. Continuous ignition. Let's turn that APU off. Okay, so parking, what are we on now? 10. Cool, so we want Delta really, don't we? Toronto traffic, Jazz 590 taxiing to hold point Delta, runway 06 left via Delta Romeo and Delta cross 33 right. Toronto traffic. Little bit of power. And the commentator, hello, welcome, hope you're okay. Yeah, if you've not already entered the giveaway to win one of 2 copies that we've got available for this Toronto airport scenery, then be sure to enter before it closes off. Lee might be waiting at Bradley International for the return leg, fantastic. The routing is in Discord as well. Pilot J, hi. It's about 1 hour each way. With the turnaround at Bradley as well. Want that one on. Checking right and left. Yeah, I think it would look cracking in like an Osprey classic type livery, wouldn't it? Onto a bit more of a prepared apron surface. So we've got flaps set, flaps 8 for departure. So far, to be fair, hello, rather wild. I've not noticed any issues with performance, it has to be said. Beats, how do we enter the giveaway today? Look a little bit further up for the Nightbot. It will have put a link in, and it will do throughout the stream at regular intervals. And effectively what you want to find is the link there from Nightbot saying giveaway, and then it's got a link included. I've noticed in Sim Update 8 they've actually changed the way the drone camera works as well. Don't know if everybody else has noticed that. So they've slowed it right down, and therefore I'm going to have to change a lot of my drone rotation settings, I think. And if you're not sure what I mean, we'll quickly come to a stop. Usually I use 3.6, isn't it? But now it's all whole numbers. Still difficult to actually get each one very specifically. Did I just see some birds fly past? Is that my eyes? Okay, so let's try 5. Little bit better. Got a bit of a faster rotation required though, but there's Toronto Pearson looking pretty fab. We're going to see it in a lot more detail when we actually arrive a little later on. But from what we've seen so far, it's actually looking okay. Adam's asking, would you recommend RegDesigns or Fly Tampa's Toronto? And it's difficult actually because, to be fair, I've only got one, and you only need one as well. So I think we were talking about this on Discord before both actually got released, and we were talking about it inside the members lounge in the club lounge area, saying it's actually going to be quite difficult to judge the different options between the two to work out which one is the preferable option. They look very similar performance wise. Personally, I've not noticed much of a degradation of it. It's a massive bit of scenery, to be fair. So you're going to get some performance hit, and not only that as well, you've got the North America update. David, did you see the birds as well then? Or was that me? I saw something flash on the screen, but I wasn't looking in depth, so I don't know if I'd missed something, or... Let's just check this approach path here. Yeah, you've got Toronto with the upgraded photogrammetry, I believe, as well, so... It's quite a heavy region. Every 6 minutes there should be the giveaway link. It will redirect you to Gleam. I mean, look at these for runway textures.
Traffic jet 725, taxiing 206 left via Alpha Kilo, Alpha Charlie, Charlie 4, Delta traffic.
Yeah, Pilot J, you saw birds as well, so there you go. I mean, there's animations here with actual animated birds flying around this RegDesigns scenery, so that's pretty special. In fact, I think that's the first time I've seen anything like that in any scenery. Ian, wow, member for 14 months. Thank you very much for all your ongoing support. Silver frequent flyer on the channel. 14 months, is that how long we've been going with memberships? That's incredible. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. Make sure I've set my V speeds. There we go, 137. So we're going to cross the Foxtrot here. There's a lot of little de-icer cherry pickers and things. We are zooming along. Let's just slow us down a little bit here. And we'll close the APU. Continuous ignition, manual cross flow, and everything else is pretty much ready to go. Wing inspection lights on. And we're going to turn the wing anti-ice off. So I'm tempted to leave it on actually. So this is the Cat 3 hold. And actually they seem to have got that pretty good as well. Look, we've got the ladder designating it being a Cat 3 hold. What is the weather doing here at the moment? Because METAR CYYZ. Yeah, winds are 100 at 4 knots. Booster, good afternoon. We've actually got a bit of a double taxiway here. 2 holds. Aaron, correct. The CRJ does not have an auto throttle, so throttle calibration is really key in allowing you to set up a lot of very finite movements during cruise. Toronto traffic, Jazz 590 via Delta, lining up runway 06 left and departing Kepter to departure, Toronto traffic. Stefan, good morning. Actually, guten Tag. Good afternoon to you. Over in Germany, thanks for tuning in. We'll explore this detail, or the detail inside this scenery when we get back from Bradley, but you can see it's a huge airport here. (3,000-meter long runway. Shouldn't need all of it. Just going to come to a stop a second. I mean, look at that, the sheer size of this bit of airport scenery. You've got multiple runways, 4, 5, 6 runways or something. You've got big cargo centres dotted throughout, all the way across into the distance. Some of the emissives, like the Air Canada logos, look fantastic, and the ice base there that we're just scraping past. So there's a lot of really nice detail here, and if it was in fact some animated birds that we spotted, then that's quite magnificent. A couple of Air Canadas over there. It was a takeoff from another runway. Oh, they were ghosting. They weren't announcing anything then, whoever they were. Rightio. Let's move the camera around so we can take off and then start a little bit of a... Oh, hello, there's an Osprey behind. Where'd they come from? Okay, anyway, let's not hold everyone up then. In that case, part brake off. Turn toga on, everything else is set. Toronto traffic jazz 590 taking off 06 left, kept to 2. Brakes off.
Short traffic, Air Canada 21570, pushing start K253.
Toga. That's thrust set. (137) is our V1 speeds. Past 100 knots now. Here we go. V1, rotate. And positive rate gear up. What we got here? 5. None of those views help us. Okay, let's go heading mode, speed mode, autopilot engage. Climb gate, and we're going to go towards mobile. There we go. Let's have a little look at the vastness of this scenery then. There it is off in the distance. Huge airport. Crikey. Massive. Right, we go direct mobile, we'll maintain this, and we'll continue our climb up. 35,000 feet, I think, for cruise. Got a bit of a crosswind, so let's just alter that so we're tracking correctly towards mobile, and we'll increase our speed towards T. Joey, hello. How did you get your RegDesigns to run so smoothly? You know, I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of people saying that there's some issues with the scenery, but to be totally honest, I haven't found any. Oh, now look at that. We're going over the city. Now that's potentially going to be one awesome screenshot. So let's manoeuvre the camera.
Traffic 725, lining up at 06 left.
Where are we going? Probably about here somewhere, right? Let's just monitor. Bring the flaps up. We're airborne. Awesome. Flaps to Toronto in a week. This is giving me the vibes, Elliot. Fantastic. There's big Toronto, the city, coming up below. We should be hitting mobile any second. So in that case, it's going to be, we'll do direct, mobile, execute, nav. Should go to Rickham now. Lovely. Let's bring the speed up. Do 250. There's so much photogrammetry in the area that I think that's probably why some people are having issues running RegDesigns, but I've not got a whopper of a PC set up myself, to be totally honest, so not entirely sure what to suggest to try and fix this for people, but there we are. Tomorrow, group flight, Aerosoft Twin Otter, and we're going around Kodiak Island, which is going to be really exciting. Leave Toronto behind there. There's Billy Bishop Airport. We need to get that climb energy sorted out as well. Continuous ignition off, manual cross-flow override, and ground spoilers left, right, disarmed. Still nav speeds. We want to go standard pressure. We're going to climb through our transition of flight level 180, so let's just go to standard now. Yeah, we had a couple of stutters on the way out, Joey, to be fair. But all in all, it's been okay so far. The big test is going to be flying in as well once we've done sort of that return journey for a little while. We'll see how the sim performs a little later on. Jay, good morning to you, or good afternoon as well. Just got done flying the Kodiak flight, it was fantastic. Good stuff. So, Jay, by the way, is the one that did the Kodiak routing for us to enjoy over the next, well, tomorrow in the CRJ. So, do join us for that. We're going to be on joinfs.net. It's free to download and connect to. And it's basically like VATSIM, similar way VATSIM works, but without any ATC. We're going to be flying around Kodiak Island in Alaska in the Aerosoft Twin Otter. Lots of water landings, tiny gravel strips, forest airstrips and things like that. It's going to be cool. A couple of hours of fun. And now we're in US airspace, I believe. Those of you who donated to the Ukrainian Red Cross appeal that we did, the little bit of donation fundraising that we did over the last week, thank you very much for all of your support. We were able to send £75 to the DEC appeal for the Ukrainian Red Cross appeal. On behalf of the channel community, so thank you very much for being involved. Joey's flown to the island in real life in a 172. Great fun, especially at night, seeing the CN Tower change colours. Wow. Well, these are some really thick cumulonimbus clouds, aren't they? Look at that. Little engine shot for you. Oh, very nice. Let's jump back into the flight deck, just check our progress so far. God, look at that, we've skirted around that big old cloud. There's the giveaway link from Nightbot. We got views wise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, landing lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll turn the wing light off as well. Jolly good. Oh, Ian, on the way to O'Hare at the moment with no stars in your MCDU. Not good. I haven't flown into O'Hare for a long time because of that reason. Duke Dan Gaming, good afternoon, welcome. The Gleam link is only open for the next, well, probably an hour and a half or so, so be sure to enter if you've not already done so. Oh, there's the view that I wanted. That's number 3. We'll go with this one for a little while. It's always good. Landing rate monitors on and working as well, so we should get a pop-up when we land. But I've heard some people with Sim Update 8 it might have reset some settings, so we'll find out when we get towards Bradley. Duke Dan, yes, it's only available via Gleam at the moment. Usually we do a giveaway via Nightbot, but sometimes we like to do it via Gleam. Gleam makes it easier because I just click a button and it will tell me who's won. But it also has a bit of a filter as well to stop spam bots and people creating false accounts and things, which makes it just fairer overall. We're going to be expecting the ILS runway 24 in Bradley. Cleveland Centre online. I don't think we're going to be going through them. No, we're not. Oh, actually, hold on. We are. 1349. Apparently we're in a tiny little bit of Cleveland airspace at the moment. Yeah, Buffalo we're flying over at the moment. Oh, fair enough. Cleveland Centre, good morning, Jazz 590, CRJ900 climbing through flight level 260 inbound bumper.
Jazz 590, good morning, Cleveland Center, Squawk 5740.
Good morning, Squawk 5740, Jazz 590. Ah. What was the squawk?
Jazz 590, ready to contact 20 miles northeast of Buffalo, welcome.
Just confirm Squawk 5740, Jazz 590.
Jazz 5940, roger, radar contact.
I can't get to 59. Let me do the Squawk 5940. Invalid Squawk code. It's got to be 5740. We get to Avon and then it's pretty much from there we're just back onto Unicom anyway. Right, let's have a look at Navigraph. We're going through this cloud. That's where Ordal is where the descent kind of starts. The Stellar 1 arrival. You can see here Ordal. We need to be at Swede. Expect below flight level 230, at or below. And then we've got Cannon, Stella, expect at 11,000 feet there. Where we got, that's 60 miles. There's another 60 miles. +8, +10. So we've got quite a way to go. Really, top of descent's going to be around Rockdale VOR then, if that's the case. Or just after Rockdale. And we're now on this big old sheet of clouds. Yeah, they've definitely changed quite a few things, including the way the drone camera seems to rotate. So let's try 8, let's try 10. Let's see what happens here. I want my old rotation speeds back and things. There we go, 8 and 16 seems to be the money shot. Now we're talking. There's one for Volanta. There's the giveaway link again, folks, if you've not already entered. There's 2 copies of the RegDesigns Toronto scenery to give away today during the live stream. Now we're in the SID, technically. And what's that, 74 knot tailwind pushing us along as well, which is quite good. 32 minutes to BDL.
Cleveland Center, good morning. Lufthansa 78 Juliet Heavy inbound, gone 40 nautical miles, flight level 360.
So there's Swede. What was the...
78 Juliet, good morning, Cleveland Center.
Stella was 11,000, wasn't it? Craig, fantastic. Member for 4 months, thanks for your ongoing support. Welcome as well, saying hello to us all. Just catching up in between work. How's the flight going? Really nicely so far. It's been a while since we were in the CRJ. It's definitely still one of my favourites to fly in the sim. Look, Dastardly's just put his entry in. Good stuff.
Jazz 590, turn 10 degrees left for traffic.
10 degrees left for traffic, Jazz 590.
Southwest 45, 50, descend and maintain, flight level 320.
Trying to look for the traffic. We've got somebody chasing behind. in the Osprey. There's some lights. Duck Dastardly, that is Join FS. Basically, whenever we do a group flight, we do it on Join FS. So those of you that don't have MSFS, but instead have things like X-Plane or P3D, you can still join us. Whereas, obviously, whenever we fly on VATSIM, which is most of the time, you've got to have some sort of ability to use it on your own sort of sim. Snow-covered ground down there. Right, let's go Mach 0.79 for speed here. I think we're about to be overtaken, that's why.
Jazz 590, resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation, Jazz 590.
And Jazz 590, leave my airspace. Boston Center is closed. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, Jazz 590. Thanks for the ATC, g'day. Might level off at 330 then.
Southwest 4550, leaving my airspace. Chicago Center is closed.
Okay, so here's Ordle. Craig's had his finger over the buy button for the CRJ for months, but no, as soon as you do, MDG and Phoenix will both release, yeah. You see, I think it depends entirely on what you want to get out of your own sim, to be fair. I'm very much an advocate of just having a good variation, so I really enjoy the CRJ, so I would probably be quite for keeping it, if that makes sense. For getting the CRJ as one of your options there, especially the 900 and the 1000. Here comes our cruise, literally at Ordle now, so we're already thinking about descent. Swede, we've got to be, what's that, so 60, 70, 85 miles from now, we've got to be below 230, which is fine. Let's go back to our nav mode, we'll get back on track. Dan's Gamer's asking, what upcoming airliners are you most excited for? It feels nice that soon we're going to be able to fly something other than the A320 and the 787. Yeah, for me, I think I'm most excited about the PMDG 737, and then similarly, I think I'm quite excited for the Just Flight BAE 146 Professional as well for MSFS. But we've got a lot of stuff coming over the next couple of months, haven't we? We've got oh, there's our top of descent marker. Ordle, Rockdale. Yeah, you see that's probably a little bit too far because we're Swede. Swede's got to be below flight level 230. Let's see if I can amend that and fly. No, I can't. Oh well. Yeah, the DC Designs Concourse is going to be quite cool as well. David's thinking that the 146 might be out first. Ashley was mentioning the other day that that he reckons it's not going to be out by. Well, it's going to be out in April sometime. Apparently, they've dropped a slight hint that it's going to be coming out around that time. So who knows? I guess it's all up for grabs at the moment. Which one gets released first? There you go, James. Just like I said on Twitter. In replies to people, their best guess is that the 146 is about 6 weeks away, which actually is not too far at all, is it? I have to set tool tips and things, I think, just check them to see if they're working before we commit to our descent. Lovely, there we go. Jurassic, forgot this was today. Well, be sure to enter the giveaway before it closes, of course. Swedes in about 40 nautical miles. So, Captain Paul D, hello, welcome. Expect flight level 230 at or below, so 210 perhaps, 40. Whoa. Yeah, Jurassic, no problem. And Randolph, good afternoon to you, I hope you're well. Well, it's at or below flight level 230, so I think we're okay there, because we'd have then 60... about 80 miles between Sweden and Stella to get from 230 to 11,000 feet, which is quite a distance actually. So for that reason I think the top of descent there is probably more accurate, it's probably quite correct. Oh well, we could do a little like step descent, I guess. We follow the charts and whatever the chart says. Airport elevation, C graphic. Just trying to get the airport elevation for BDL. Taxi charts. There's the parking gates. ...173 feet, so before we start descent, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 180, that's as close as we're going to get, 173 foot. So we've set the landing elevation, because you have to tell the CRJ that information basically. Jeff, good morning over in the States as well, welcome, thanks for joining us. So we're landing runway 24, we're going to expect probably to come off around Lasso or Victor. Has Assault, hello. There we go, yeah, thank you Jeff. Yeah, well remembered, thanks. I always keep forgetting, do hit that like button down below if you do enjoy today's stream, if you are enjoying it. Anubis, welcome on board as well, new subscriber. Let's start the descent, I think. Down we go already. How are you, Hazza? Okay, ILS 24. We're going to go for this. Where is it? So, Stella, arrival takes us to about Tomies here. And then it's expect radar vectors to final approach course prior to Thomas. And what do we have? Let's check our speed here very briefly. There's Thomas, hold at Kibby. We don't want to hold at Kibby. Kibby, Surley, Motul, and then Farrell, and then that's then touchdown. Minimums are 370 feet. We're category C aircraft. You can see lots of different step downs here. Starting at 3,000 down to 2,700. Motel step down to 2,100, and then the 3-degree glide slope from there. And that's only 5.5 miles from the airfield, bizarrely. I'd like to think by that point we're already on the glide slope. As of really well, thank you. Thanks for asking. ILS is treble 111.1, and it's a course of 238 degrees. We need to set the minimums of 370, so MDA. .370, so we've set that. And then what have we got here? Cannon Shiggy, Stella. So Stella's just there. We want to be at 11,000 by Stella, don't we? That's the big one to hit. Okay, there we go. There's the banana. We're going to try and target Stella. Just watch our speed. So if we could descend around 280, we're going to be okay. I think we should hit Stella at that point if we stay on this trajectory, or this rate of descent, if you like. We need the ATIS into New York Center 125325 online. Are they covering us? No, they're not. Oh, they're just towards the south of us. Damn it. Into the clouds while I get the ATIS. KBDL, and it's going to be 0 degrees at 0 knots, so just wind calm. 10 statute miles visibility. Scattered cloud 13,000, broken 23,000, minus 4 degrees Celsius. Dew point minus 10 degrees, and altimeter 3053. Wow. I'm going to start setting that now, I think. That's insanely high pressure. UNH 1034 for those of us in the UK, that is. Good grief. What else do we need to do? Jurassic House Toronto, it looked okay actually, to be honest. I quite liked it. I noticed when we did load in initially there were a little bit of stutters and things, but I'm running a lot of programs, to be fair. Into the turbulence. And we've got to think about our route back as well, so got a little bit of vectoring work to do. I'm just going to bring that throttle down a little bit more, try and get the speed down to 280. Jazz 591 is our call sign for the return journey. Okay, that's looking alright. There's that gap, that discontinuity, but without just removing something, we could get around it. But actually I'm just going to vector ourselves using heading mode to get down towards Surly Mould, that little bit there, or Kibby, sorry, for the ILS approach. For the approach, we need to look at performance. VREF of 141. So we'll call it 146. And we're not doing too badly, actually. Very tempted to quickly pause it to do the software tooltips. We've got no one behind us, so let's just quickly check the settings. I hate doing this in a stream though. Ruddy sim updates. Oh no, they're on. Brilliant. So all that for nothing. At least we checked. We should get landing rating now. What the hell? That's not good. We're in a glider now, folks. What the heck? Everything's dead. We're gliding, we've got no well, autopilot's just about holding us, but we're just a glider. I can't change any of this. Let's try good old Control E, shall we? How strange. What on earth triggered that? Okay, right. Why on earth does this sim do this to me? It's like it tests me all the time. Let's disconnect that because we're just going to have to fly the plane now. And I'm going to try and turn a little bit more towards the airfield, I think. What airfields have we got around us? Nighthawk, just complete total shut-off and failure mid-flight. I mean, we're going to have to look at options soon for fields. Alex, brilliant. So, you do that, it breaks everything. It's good to know. Come on, aeroplane, I need engines. Give me some power. Okay, that's engine 2. And engine 1. Oh. Neil Longbottom, welcome on board. Hello. Right. We have got a slight problem with the left engine, which now seems to have resolved itself. Reese, no. I literally went back to the sim menu, funnily enough. Of all the things. Right, I just want a direct to nearest airport. What do we want? KBDL, right? Fantastic. And now we've got the rat out that we can't get rid of. Let's see if I can just force this in. Ordeal. ILS 24. I have to log off. Not log off. I'm gonna have to sort the aeroplane out here. Mark Kibby and execute. I mean, that's as good as we're gonna get. Okay. Well, we're back in. We've got the really frustrating noise to contend with, and QNH 3053, because now we've got the rat deployed. I heard the beeps go off, and I mean that airfield there was what I was going to go for if we couldn't get anything back on, but we never such a thing as a boring stream, eh? Good grief. Hey, it's good to know that that works. Aviate, navigate, communicate. And we're going to have to bring our speed back down to, so we're at 11,000. We're looking now at, say, 3,000 feet. Okay, well, we're back in control. Did I do anything up here that I need to reset? No, that's all good. That's all good. We're good anyway. We can continue. And I'm actually going to go more direct towards the airfield now, I think, just in case this happens again. Josephine, thanks. Ah, yikes. This sim does love to throw at us the odd challenge, doesn't it? Let's just go direct to the airfield. Don't want that to happen again. So there you go. Do not ever go to the sim menu if you're going to tinker with things in flight, because you will destroy what chance you've got potentially of getting to your destination. We dealt with it, that's the main thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll leave them on for now. We saved it, thank goodness. Surly is 2,700, so we've got 20 miles to go. Okay, Salter, thanks. We're in good hands. We're in good hands. I think. Need that banana to level off. Yeah, that'll do. 20 miles. Oh dear. Alex, I'm surprised it didn't deploy the spoilers and full flaps. It happened to be mid-flight and basically exploded. Oh no. How lucky are we then? Bradley International Traffic Jazz 590 is inbound 25 track miles to the north, expecting ILS runway 24 heading direct Kibby. I believe it's more Windsor traffic. Windsor Locks, Connecticut. We're good, we got this. We've got to get her on the ground still yet. Let's do left and right spoilers arms. Oh, that rat is so annoying to hear. Let's turn those off for now. Ian, yeah. The cleaners are going to have a field day when they get onto the turnaround, I'll tell you that. There's going to be a lot of messy seats. Good grief. Anyway, there we go. There's always something going wrong lately. Got to keep entertaining. Let's think about going down to about 180. Yeah, 180, that'll do us. And we want about 2,700. I feel like we're going to be a lot closer to the ground though. Alex, that is the rat indeed, it's deployed. But that's some of the things I really like about this particular add-on, is the fact that you've got that. Lock 1's available, so let's tune across. We're in heading mode, so it's not going to affect our heading. Course of 238 on the charts, and it matches there, 238. Got traffic behind us. Where are you? Is somebody just like connected mid-flight behind us? Michael, I love the CRJ. It's one of my favourite aircraft for MSFS at the moment. David A, hello. Michael, it sounds like a vacuum because we had an engine failure and the rat is deployed. So that's why we've got the crazy sounds. But what's nice is that it actually works. So, you know, they've done a good job modelling that in, I guess. We're below the glide slope now, so I'm just going to come off the vertical speed a little bit to help slow this aeroplane down. There you go. Ian's saying there, if you've got the patience, it's worth it. You'll hate it before you love it, but when you do get into it, you're going to be blown away with how good this add-on is. I think it's fantastic. I really enjoy it. 146 for approach. Let's target that. We're on idle for descent. He's coming up. Let's go down to 2.1. Let's just go down to 2.5. How's the Kurt? Hello to you. How is the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 yoke coming along? I'm loving it. It's great in the CRJ. I was thinking actually the other day, I wonder how good it is on in the DC6. Let's do 210 to intercept to 30 degree for the ILS. Let's go to this mode. T. Get some flaps in. That noise is so distracting. Elliot checking the windows to see if his neighbours is if they're vacuuming the car. So I'm approach mode. Get a wee bit more power in. And we'll go flaps 8. Let's go flaps 20 actually. Bradley International Traffic Jazz 590 is establishing 10 miles to land. ILS runway 24 Bradley traffic. LatinVFR's Bradley International that we're flying into today, even though we almost didn't make it. Approach is armed, and glide slope's almost going to be capturing. It's armed at the moment. Here we go. Hit like for the stream anyway. What chaos! Right, so let's go down to. We've got one behind that's now gone bright blue. There they are. We've got the rat out. Brian, good afternoon, welcome. Jay, I didn't even know it was a bug. until it happened, obviously. Okay, let's start to slow us down now properly. Gear down, we're at 8 miles. There's the runway. That's 25. Michael's asking, is the VNAV functional? It is, yes. In the CRJ900 and 1000 it is a feature. Not so much in the other aircraft, but that's because in real life they don't have them. Missed approach, climb to 4000, then left turn direct HFD, VOR and hold. So that's set 4 on the box. And that glide slope's about to arm itself. Let's get a bit more speed in here. 146 is what we want. It's about there. Cygnus, hello. We're not, no. We have got the rat deployed though. We did have some problems. Let's go full flap now. Bradley traffic Jazz 590, 5 miles final. Okay, so for the second time today during this flight, let's turn the autopilot off. Ay ay ay. Let's get her on the ground. Don't forget the giveaway today. It's not distracting at all. With the rat deployed. LatinVFR, great developer, and expecting some really good scenery actually. Snow-covered runway. Check our speed. That's fine. That's actually quite nice. Autopilot off. Let's get her on the ground. Tiny bit more power.
1000.
Wow, Brian, you've been Fly UK for 6 years. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're holding our speed quite nicely here. Probably do with maybe a couple of knots more, but I'm not going to mess around with it too much at this late stage of the game. We are quite stable.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Hold in the flare.
10.
Oh yeah! Ruptures of applause. And we're going to slowly decelerate with reverse thrust. We'll try and get off after this runway crossing. Happy days. Wow, this is busy. We're vacated at Lasso, haven't we? Don't even know where to taxi to. Bradley traffic. Jazz 590 vacated, runway 24 at Lasso, taxi to gates. There's the rat deployed. It's little things like that that I think they've done a fantastic job with on the Aerosoft CRJ. It's very nice. Power. Doink. Just turn that on. Russell, butter, thank you. Got the fire service ready to receive us as well because they obviously saw our atrocious landing. Or heard about our emergency engine failure that we had. And the main terminal building. Let's have a little look. They're going to give us a little water salute. There's a Volanta Aero cache over there. Not flying through that though. So I've got LatinVFR's Bradley International here. Brian's asking, is the CRJ difficult to learn? It can be, it can be. What doesn't help is when you've got the simulator doing utterly crazy things on a regular basis, trying to basically crash your flight. Turn that off, turn that off. Nighthawk, where did the tips come from? So that's the landing rate manager. Did a little video on it recently, so if you've not checked it out, then do have a little look at that. And that's where everybody's logging their Osprey Airways flights as well. Inside our Discord. APU's available. Let's shut down engine 1 and 2. Okay, so our route now going onwards back to Toronto. It's going to be direct to CTR, but it's not going to be direct to CTR. Let's turn that back to the correct nav source. We want white, FMS1, like so. And we've now got to go flight plan, KBDL. What we can do is aircraft, chocks, opens the door. we're going to go KBDL to CYYZ Toronto to head back to RegDesigns Toronto International at CYXU for a diversion. We're on alternate. And then we're going to go next page, CTR. As Volanta locks up. Sim. Come on now. There we go. And then direct to cam. Quebec 822. Airway to Gons. GONZZ. Direct to Wazzy. And then the Ling 3 arrival by the looks of it. So airtime of 1 hour 14 for the return. So we can do that. Perf init, cruise flight level 380. We're not going to get that high. We'll do flight level 340, I think. 340, 320. 320. Screw it. We'll do flight level 320. Jazz 591 for the return. We'll have an alternate of 340 just as an option. And then in here, performance. We want 4337 for the return. Like so. We'll set the payload in the sim. 17.2% center of gravity, takeoff trim 7.2. So here, let's get that set. 7.2. And we want to import this across. So copy perf init data to FMS. In it goes, executes. We know the VNAV setups. ISA deviation is -5. And it's going to be runway 33 departure. Ian, will the RAT reset? Great question actually, and thanks for reminding me. No, it won't. There she is. There's the RAT, and the beacon's still on. Whoops. But
Captain, all passengers have left the plane.
you can go to maintenance, and then you can stow. There it goes. Oh. There you go, so that's reset. The only time you can do it is on the ground, engines off on chocks, which is quite nice. So we're going to leave snow on, flaps 8, set those, so it's V1, 140 is the V1 speeds. Let's clear that. Right, what were we doing? We need to reset. It would be a very noisy flight back otherwise, Ian, yes. Thanks for reminding me. Right, so BDL, here we go on Navigraph then. Got to pin airport information, that one there, preferred taxi routes, we're not going to bother with. And we're going to CTR, aren't we, first? I think we are literally going to be on this Chester departure here, because the other one's Coastal 9. That's not going to be what we're going to be using. So Bradley 6, we can select that in the CDU. Bradley 6, like so. Execute. In the legs, there we go, CTR, then cam with vectors. So it's going to look like that. Pretty much just straight out departure on runway 33 with a bit of a right turn up to Chester after takeoff. From there, there's Chester. We're going to continue climbing northbound towards Cambridge, and then we're going to head due west across the States up to Wazzy, which is then the arrival into Vancouver, exiting US airspace, going into Canadian airspace. Overhead Buffalo Airport, I think. Yes, there we go. Yeah, overhead Buffalo. And then in we go. So, we're going to expect, where is it? We need Discord, because Dock on Board has done the flight plan stuff as well as Centurio for this route today, and they've been updating me with weather changes and things for us as well. So what have we got here? Lost it in all the chat. Let's see. Arrival runway 05 by the looks of it, apparently, according to Doctor on Board. And it was the Ling 5 arrival, wasn't it? So we're going to log off, disconnect from VATSIM, we're going to reconnect with our new call sign, Jazz 591, and import our new flight plan, Ling 3, which is there. And let's see, CYYZ, open charts, runway 5 and 6, that's the one we want, perfect. So we'll pin that one. You can see there from WAZI, Buffalo Nigeria International, Niagara Falls as well, we're going to be heading over that, so we'll keep our eye out for that in case we can see that from above. Not quite sure what altitude we'll be at this stage, well, quite high. SEDAB 250 between 11,000 and 13,000 feet, so over here we're going to be about 20-ish thousand feet at this point, but around Iston I think. Heading into Segod, Virgo, and then we're going to be heading on a downwind leg past Burlington Executive, Loran, and then we're going to sweep round for the ILS runway 5 into Toronto Pearson. All good. We'll go through all the arrivals and the missed approach stuff when we get a little bit closer, but for the time being I'm just going to pin everything that I might need on my Navigraph tiles at the bottom here of the screen on Navigraph, including the parking gates. There we go, perfect. That'll do us. Let's hide Navigraph from your screens. So inbound via WAZI, and we do want in via Zigam, so let's stick that in like so. We'll check legs, the vectors are fine, we'll vector ourselves manually ourselves anyway. Flight level 287 for WAZI, that's 320, so let's delete him and delete him. Fab. And JZA 591. Brilliant, it's not going to let me put it in now, is it? Let's try on this page, JZA. Well, I'm glad to say that Control E saved the day. Oh, well, that'll do. That'll do. Let's clear those. We can clear the passenger door. Close that. V-speeds are set. Disarm the nose wheel for the tug, the departure, and we want to set this back to 2000. Okay, so departures on, where is it? KBDL, charts, SID, Bradley 6, and it's going to be runway 33 climb, heading 328 degrees. Funnily enough, I think that is the heading we're on now, 328, perfect. So we'll link that up, and then top altitude of 4,000 initially, which we've already got set from the missed approach. And then it says, expect clearance to requested altitude, flight level 10 minutes after departure. Easy peasy. Real simple departure routing as well, which is quite nice. This route was one of only 2 international departures out of Bradley. The other one was... We're pretty much there, aren't we, folks? So... Oh, hello. How do we get so close to our jet? There's the Osprey. Should we have a little look around this airport before we head off? LatinVFR is a fantastic developer for Microsoft Flight Simulator. They've got some beautiful scenery. This one has been out for some time, it has to be said, but we've got some static aircraft, like the Prime Air 767 there. We've got a bit of an interior as well, which is quite nice. We'll bust through the window and we will go and have a little look around very briefly. There's the link in the live chat again from Nightbot for the giveaway, folks. Be sure to enter. There's probably only an hour left of that, so do take the opportunity to get your entry put in before it's too late. Spot the Maccas. And we see our jet. Yes, there we go, look at that. Oh, we've got another Air Canada with us as well. It's going to be worthy of a little screenshot there. And I just need to resync Valanta as well, of course, and change the thing on the top of your screens, the overlay, as well, so don't let me forget that. Back, map, plan a flight. Add a flight plan from SimBrief. In it goes. We'll have a little bit on Cleveland Center when we get a bit closer to the return. So we have got a bit of ATC. Mikael Osprey 459 just landing at Paris Charles de Gaulle in stop motion. The FPS at that airport is a joke, and that's not good. Make sure we've pulled our flight plan for the return journey. Let's switch this. Aaron, is it normal for autopilot to not follow through a waypoint like in a turn? So if I want it to follow exactly, I'd need to apply overfly. Yes, correct. So what it does is it will look at your speed and everything and go, right, we're going to overfly this airfield at this speed, so we need to do X, Y, and Z. And it will then commence the turn based upon flying the smoothest route possible whilst being accurate. But if you have to overfly a particular waypoint for any reason, then you can, of course, hit the overfly button on the A32NX, and it should then instruct the autopilot to overfly. Dwell, yeah, it's a bit underwhelming actually, this scenery, isn't it? There are nice elements of it, but there's a lot of snow everywhere. And I've also noticed these pink broken textures from this LatinVFR Bradley International. So there are some really nice bits, to be fair, but also some elements that are broken like that, which are not good. But LatinVFR, one of my sort of favourite developers, they're doing a lot of add-ons at the moment for the sim, but like somebody else mentioned as well, there seems to be snow inside, which is not ideal. Oh, come on, Valanta. There we go. Got a fellow Osprey pilot, there's us, and next door to us as well, we've got another Air Canada, so how about that? Stand 25. Oh, thank you, Grand Textures. Let's prep. So we've got fuel boosts left, right, on, beacon. And that off. They're all on still, we're going to leave them on. Jolly good. Make sure the chocks are off. Bradley International Traffic, Jazz 591, CRJ900 on stand 25, push start facing north, Bradley traffic. Is there a pushback tug available? Oh yes, there is one. It's just spawned inside my plane. Right, let's see. Where's my cursor gone? It's good to see the sim didn't fix that, the update. Aaron, no, not VDGS, no. SG, what frequency is it if we've got no controllers? So for this first little bit, we haven't got any controllers with us. So it's 122.8, which is the Unicom frequency. When we get a bit closer towards Cleveland, we're going to be speaking to Cleveland instead. Matthew, if you want to overfly a fix in the CRJ, put in fix name /0, e.g. XYZ/0 on top of XYZ. Now, whether or not that's been modelled is another question, so let's have a look. Shall we overfly the CTR VOR? Over the top of it, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that one. Seems to have just deleted it. Fix. Unless I have to go through fix page. Blue, hello, welcome. Having a great day, thanks for asking, I hope you're well. Brandon, just because it's kind of a feature of Volanta Premium that I quite like being able to use. The tug's still aligning itself. Taking a while. Is it actually doing anything? Oh yes, there we go. He's obviously on a training day because he's not quite aligning the tug properly, look. God. I won't look anymore. There goes the nose wheel. Yeah, somebody asked, Alex asking, how do you enter the giveaway? You've just got to click the link that Nightbot is going to put into the live chat every 6 minutes. In fact, it's 4 messages up in the live chat, and you've got to be a subscriber on the channel in order to be eligible to enter. So please do make sure you've hit that subscribe button.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches.
Traffic, Patrick Sierra, stand 29 CRJ900. Pushback status facing southeast.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Yeah, so Matthew, hello, welcome. It doesn't look like it's actually working.
Standing by for pushback.
Like so. Unless it does go into the fix area. But I don't think it would go into fix.
Cockpit to ground.
Let's push.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start.
Jolly good. Start the right engine then. We're doing a bit of a simultaneous pushback there with that other CRJ. I think this was one of the first airports that LatinVFR released. They've usually got a very high standard, but this one is a little bit underwhelming, I think. Especially with the very small number of broken textures that we found today. There's only about 2 or 3 of the posts that are broken, but it would be nice to see them fixed. Whether that's an issue from Sim Update 8 or not, I'm not sure. Let's push forwards, just give the A320 a bit of a break. Aaron, why do we not use Pushback Express? No, we don't. We use Toolbar Pushback, it's freeware. Brandon, what are the differences between the Fly Tampa Toronto and the RegDesigns Toronto? You know what?
Okay,
I'm not sure.
Please set your parking brake.
They look very similar in what they both offer. And of course you only really need one, so I've got the RegDesigns Toronto. I don't know what the Fly Tampa one is like, but it looked pretty nice from our departure. We'll have a good explore when we get there as well, of course. So short taxi, we're going to head out of the cul-de-sac here onto Sierra. engine 1. Bring that throttle up. Make sure they're both on idle together. We set our departure heading. We've got the nav on white. Jeff, thank you. Yes, of course, guys. Do hit the like button down below. If you're new to the channel, tuning in for the first time, then please do consider hitting that big shiny red subscribe button down below as well. Let's go. Flaps 8 for departure. What is the runway length actually? 2,087 meters. Ooh. Bar brakes off. Bradley International Traffic, Jazz 591, taxiing to hold point Sierra, runway 33 via Sierra. Bradley traffic. 1, 2. What the?
Cockpit to ground.
Go away, Tug.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by. Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
I don't want to lift.
Parking
Put me
brakes
back
set.
down.
Lifting the aircraft.
This is Menzies on strike, this is. Oh my god.
Standing by for pushback.
No, put me down.
Please cancel pushback operation.
Crikey. It's the first time that's happened to me on with the toolbar pushback as well. What madness. That's two things that have just gone wild today. Oh dear. There's the Nightbot link for the giveaway again, folks. What on earth was that about? Since Sim Update 8, Aaron, interesting. Hopefully they fix that ASAP. Ooh, you know what I've not done? There's our flex. There goes the stutter again. Aaron, had the tug reattach itself suddenly to the aircraft on rotate. That is not good. We don't want that, do we? And we've already had the rat deploy with the engine failure.
Traffic, Jazz 430 landing over runway 23.
Wind's calm still at the moment. Here at Bradley, Connecticut. There's the Osprey behind. When we make sure, if you're the Osprey behind us, by the way, do make sure you filed your flight plan and things, because we are going to be flying into a controller, into some sort of controlled airspace. So we've got to make sure we've got everything ticked off and filed accordingly.
Bradley traffic, Jazz 430, taking off runway 33, the Bradley 6 departure.
Ricardo Villarego, hello to you, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing. Bradley traffic, Jazz 591 is lining up runway 33 via Sierra behind company traffic, Bradley traffic. Interesting. Vid left ever so slightly there, vid right I should say ever so slightly. Let's just turn all of these on ready because I will forget. And I want to use as much of this as we can. And if I do it nice and slow, we will see his rotation. It looks like he used most of the runway there. Away he goes. So similar routings, going to the same place. We need 2 minutes separation between each departure. So there's no mega rush for adding power in ourselves here.
Bradley traffic, jet 430 is passing 1,500 feet.
So we set park brakes. We make sure we've got everything set. Thrust reversers, did forget to do those a minute ago. Manual cross flow override, continuous ignition on. I think we're ready. We've got initial climb to 4,000 set. We're going to go runway heading 327 degrees until on the Bradley 6 departure. Well, it doesn't say actually. Just it's after takeoff. We've got some vectors towards CTR. You can see on the CDU we've got 500 there, so we'll just keep going until we get to about 500 feet, to be fair. I'll brake off. On the brakes, that's going to be about 2 minutes now. Bradley traffic, Jazz 591 is departing runway 33, we're taking off runway 33, Bradley 6 departure. Toga. Let's thrust set, let's go. We've briefed our departure anyway, so we know what to expect. V1 is 140. 140. It's 80 knots. Probably use most of the airfield. V1. Rotate. Right, that's definitely FSU IPC messing around with my controls again. Give her up. And away we go out, Bradley. Lovely stuff. We can probably turn right a little bit now, so we'll manually fly this just for a few minutes. And we can set speed mode. And heading mode, autopilot engage. Bradley traffic, Jazz 591 is airborne 2,506 feet, Bradley 6 departure. We want to keep climbing. We'll just get up to, was it 320, wasn't it? That was in the climb gate. Go for 250. And it was 320, wasn't it, for our 320, I think it was, for our selected or our chosen cruise today. I'm not sure if there should be snow in the area. I mean, there's a lot of snow in the area at the moment, in this particular part of the world, so perhaps there should be some. Oh, it looks great. Nice shading. I need my cursor back after takeoff. Oh, cross flow off, ignition off, thrust reversers, left and right disarm. That's our after takeoff checks done. We can get rid of the V speeds marker as well. Away we go. We can just enjoy it. Climbing away, leg 2 of 2. Let's just check back in here. We could probably go to nav mode now. Ah, bollocks. There we go. Stupid thing. There's me saying, yeah, let's go to nav mode. There we go. Where we go, and speed. Let's get it. So it's about 290-ish, 280. We'll do 280 because I think it's going to then convert into the appropriate mark for our climb out. Aaron, wondering when we're going to have a proper storm or tornado. There is a website, isn't there, somewhere online you can go onto and find, what's it called? You can find like extreme weather, which is quite cool. I'm not convinced this guy, this computer knows where it's going at the moment. Bearing in mind I've asked it to go direct to CTR. It's drifting us further and further away. And it is actually a direct to CTR as well. Let's see if I can delete this. Okay, that's a bit better. We're going to climb through flight level 180 in a minute, so we'll just change to standard pressure now. There's the link again. 15,000. Flight level 150 now because we're on standard pressure. 280. Justin, yeah, Sim Connect's absolutely fine. CTR, we're going to cam now. And again, is it going to work? Let's find out in a minute. Once we go towards this line, we go to cross this line here. We should find out. Watching it like a hawk now to see what it does. You can see the flight director moving. Okay, it's turning us ever so slowly. There's our heading increasing. Gotta go to bed is asking, can I use my mouse as a yoke in this sim? My controller's just broke. Sadly not. Well, actually you probably could, but it'd be immensely difficult. Really, really, really difficult to use. Okay, it looks like we're back on it now. Wally Person, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, as Aaron's saying, you're going to definitely be playing on hard mode. Very much so. Has the Fly Live studio broke again? Oh, yes it has. This is why I need Volanta to try and release their overlay a bit quicker, because yeah, that Fly Live studio is a bit wild, isn't it? What are we doing? We're doing KBDL to CYYZ as Jazz 591. Let's see if that's fixed it. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it, Brian? Why does it do these things? I do not know. What do we think of the Xbox Cloud or the Microsoft Cloud gaming services that MSFS is now supposedly available on? They reckon you can download it on your phone or your tablet and you can play MSFS on those devices, which is, it sounds quite cool, but I absolutely do not understand how on earth you can try and operate a sim with any form of depth on a mobile phone. But I guess it's quite nice of them to be able to offer that. We're being chased. No rat yet, thankfully. We're still safe. John, hello. Wow, flown many times in and out of Bradley International, but never on Jazz. I've just never flown on it. Never flown Jazz or anything. Have a quick look on Gleam to see how long is left of the competition we've got running to win one of 2 copies of the Rex scenery for the Toronto. Ends in less than an hour. There we go. So if you've not entered, find the link in the description, in the live chat, sorry, and get your entries in before it runs out. There's only 60 people that have entered, which is not very much actually. It's a lot less than I thought, so there's a 1 in 30 chance of winning, which is pretty good actually these days, if my maths is correct. Alex, well, I guess in some instances yes, but in some instances no. I think Microsoft just want to make as much money as possible from the sim, but what they're doing is, I guess they're opening them up to sort of mobile users, so people like, I don't know, people that like to use things like infinite flights on their phone. You could use MSFS and you could just blast around in an F-18, or you could blast around in a default Cessna 152, for example, that sort of thing. Aaron, no you don't, once you've entered, but I will announce the winner on the stream though. The winners, I should say. They'll both be announced in the stream, and then I'll email them post-stream to let them know, basically. Ideally, both winners have got Sim Market accounts, so if you are entering, if you've got a Sim Market account, we'll be adding it on via that. John's hometown airport south of Bradley now has got 6 flights to Florida with Avalo Airlines, New Haven, Connecticut, pizza capital of the world. Nice. Didn't know. I'm trying to think if I recognise the Avalo Airlines. Not entirely sure. Yeah, bringing in the masses. I guess hopefully it'll inspire people to be able to then get it on PC and get the full version with all the add-ons like the PMDG 737. Yeah, that sort of thing isn't going to be available on the mobile phone, I don't think. Let's have a quick check of our speed. There we are. We go back to manual controls of the speed now. Just adjust that for our cruise. What do we want to cruise at? Let's see. Should we do Mach decimal 82 again? We'll leave a bit of power in to gently accelerate up to that. And in Toronto, what have we got for airport elevation? 570. Whoa. So 180 at the moment, aren't we? Or 60. 580. 560. Brilliant. Well, it's 569, so the closest is 560. I'll leave it at that for landing elevation. Job done. Heading. There's our speed captured. Let's try and match our cruise speed to it. And then he says, shouldn't need to fiddle around with it anymore until descent. By the sounds of it, we've got the DC Designs Concorde coming in the next 6 weeks. We've got the BAE 146 coming in the next 6 weeks. The PMDG 737 as well coming in a similar time frame. And most likely, potentially, by the sounds of it, the Phoenix Sim A320 coming around the same sort of time as well. So that's 4 aircraft that I can think of that is they're releasing immediately or fairly imminently into MSFS, which is going to be quite cool. Aaron's hoping Asobo filter the quality of products in the in-game market, in the MSFS marketplace. Probably not. Bearing in mind they take a 30% cut every time one of those add-ons sells. I don't think they're at all interested in filtering any sort of quality control, sadly. Alec, hello to you, welcome. A bit late to the party, no worries, you've still got time to enter to win one of 2 copies of the RegDesigns Toronto. There's about 20 minutes left, I think, on the giveaway for entries. Just going to check speed again. Okay, that's looking alright actually. Smack bang in the middle of the bug. And we've set at 87.5% M1 on both engines. And bearing in mind I've got the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 flight yoke kit. I've got 4 throttles. On the twin jets I use throttles 1 and 2 to control both axes independently of each other, but with careful calibration you can still achieve symmetry between the two, basically. So yeah, there's people in some of the reviews have moaned that the Velocity 1 throttle's quite loose. Actually spending a bit of time carefully calibrating it, I think it's fantastic. Certainly in the CRJ, I think it's a good test of setting the throttles. And yeah, you know what, if you can set a specific N1 87.5 on both engines without any difficulty or overthought, then I think it proves that it's pretty good. There's the other Air Canada CRJ just over there, slightly offset to the west of us, ever so slightly actually. Across the pond on an iPad. Randomly, people seem to do that on Infinite Flight, which I don't get. Really is beyond me, that. And you certainly don't get scenes like this on a mobile phone. Neil, good afternoon. I hope you're okay. Welcome. How's your weekend coming along so far? Oh, Matthew, you reckon the Leonardo Mad Dog's coming out in the next 6 weeks as well? Alex, thankfully you can't. "31 minutes left to enter the giveaway. Well, 30 minutes now. So, yeah, there we go. We've got exactly 30 minutes left. Imagine one day we're going to connect to VATSIM, we're going to hear somebody filing a flight plan saying, I can't do that, I'm on an iPad. Flying on MSFS on iPad. I think at that point people would just disconnect and start moving across networks and trying to avoid that sort of thing. Clouds look insane with some update 8. I haven't found one single pixelated cloud yet. I mean, look how good they look. Little A320 behind us, you saw the contrails there. I mean, at this sort of point in time, with the way MSFS has progressed and developed, I genuinely think that for those people who got really fed up with it, moved across to X-Plane, moved back to X-Plane I should say, I think it's high time to definitely give it another go again. Alan, how do you enter the giveaway? Just scroll up and look for the Nightbot commands. There's a Nightbot timed quote basically where every 6 minutes it puts in the link to the giveaway. You can enter via Gleam via the link. Rotafib, hello, good morning. Has the weather improved? Yeah, I've had no issues with it, to be honest. I mean, the weather engine's pretty good, I think, nowadays. Cloud-wise, I mean, look at these volumetric clouds. Great. They look stunning. Really good. Crisp, fluffy, not very pixelated clouds. You can see the depth of them as well. All uniquely shaped. Peter's saying, good afternoon. Peter's saying there, looks nice, calm, serene up there. Matthew, nice. That would be quite cool, actually, I think. to at least try to fly. Sounds difficult though. Brian could never go back to P3D or X-plane. Brandon, these clouds are just set to high. They're just set to high. We go to the other side, which is, I can't remember the commands now. There we go, look at that. And then you get Paris with fog everywhere. And 0 FPS as well, don't forget. God. There we go. Sid's looking forward to them adding more cloud types. I think they've done well actually. In fairness, I think the clouds actually, the way they are at the moment, are quite nice. You can spot cumulonimbus, you can spot cumulus clouds, outer stratus. So yeah, you can spot different cloud formations. You go through cumulonimbus as well. You tend to get some icing, which does certainly add to the realism. Luke, good afternoon. Not joining us today, no problem at all. Following along whilst flying to Larnaca and BA Virtual's Round the World Tour. Fantastic. There's the giveaway link in the live chat again. Matthew, how did you find that out? Have you got a contact with that developer? Because I find every time I try and ask them questions or email them via a ticket or via email, they just they delete the ticket. They don't respond. Which is a bit of a shame because I'm genuinely quite interested in giving it a go. But I'd kind of expect them to answer an email. There's the Jazz in front. Dominican, hello to you, welcome. Thanks for joining us today, hope you're well, having a good weekend. Jazz 43 Sierra in front. Osprey 223 behind in the A320. Alan, it must be good. It must be good. Sticking with MSFS for the foreseeable future. Already bought the PMDG 737 twice. Third time lucky, eh? Let's hope. So inbound Puppy at the moment. Then we've got Gons coming up as well. Let's just have a quick check of ATC and things. We've got no ATC. Should start to clear up weather-wise. After Puppy, we get towards Syracuse and the weather should start to thin out a little bit. We've got some high level cloud in front, but beyond that should be a ridge. It should clear up according to the weather data on Atlanta. Who here in the live chat, if you do say yes or no for that matter as well, who here uses virtual reality headsets for MSFS or any other simulator in fact? And if you do you use prescription contact lenses or prescription glasses or anything like that as well? Because it says if there's quite a few people who do, I'm potentially going to be able to offer some sort of discount with a firm who do prescription contact or prescription lenses for VR headsets. So do say yes or no in the live chat. If there's enough people, then potentially I could try and get something sorted out to make them a bit more affordable for people. Blue says yes, wow. I mean, I myself, I don't have a virtual reality headset, but I've heard good things about them. Andrew, fantastic. Let's have a little look at Navigraph then, because we are getting almost close to the halfway point. There's Gons. There's CYYZ. We've got everything pre-configured, so we discussed prior to departure we're going to be going via CYYZ over Niagara Falls into our descent, then over the water, passing across the border between Canada and the United States, which is this little grey dashed line here, and at Easton we're then in Canadian airspace. Descending down to Sedab with a speed restriction and altitude constraints, and again further speed put my teeth in, further speed restriction at Segod, 210 knots at 8,000 feet before we then go downwind. Past Burlington Executive, heading down for a descent, runway 56 left right, past Loran. From Loran we're then going to be vectoring ourselves around to Zigam, which is there, 3,000 feet, and it recommended 3,000 feet up to 7.4 DME, where we should then intercept the ILS, with the glide slope I should say. We should intercept the glide slope 3 degrees down to the runway. We'll do a Cat 1 ILS 764 for the minimums. And there's our little missed approach information there as well. Climb to 1,100 feet, heading a 057 degrees, then with a climbing left turn to 3,000 feet, intercepting the outbound Toronto VOR on a radial of 013 degrees to Avtech, which is that there. So that's if we have to do a go around or missed approach. Looking at runway 05, we are going to not be in too much of a rush to vacate or anything like that, to be honest. I think we're probably going to be good with no brakes, just a bit of reverse thrust, and then some light braking to vacate Hotel 3. And we'll cross 15 left and taxi. What we'll do is we'll taxi on Alpha all the way down past all these terminals, and we'll go back to the little cul-de-sac that we departed from initially for leg 1, and that way we're going to go past the entire airport before parking up. Justin, any news on a date for Concorde? It doesn't sound like we're going to be waiting too much longer for Concorde, actually, to be honest. I think, did they mark a little thing recently to say April? Robert in Indianapolis, good morning to you, welcome. Thanks for joining us, welcome on board. Brian's saying I think Concorde will be too complex for you. No, I don't know. I know at the moment they aren't factoring in some of the more complex systems for Concorde, so they're trying to get, I think, more people to be able to join it, enjoy it, and sort of fly it without too much difficulty. SG, we're going to be landing runway 05. Unless the weather changes significantly again. Automator, good morning to you, welcome. I think we've got some good separation with the Air Canada in front. Speed's looking good, we don't need to worry about fiddling around with that too much, so we can enjoy the views a bit more. Another question is, do we want flight recorder for a touchdown replay when we get to Toronto? Simile Bob, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, welcome. Almost 100 likes, fantastic. Jurassic Lark, welcome back as well. Hope the dog walk was good. There's the Nightbot giveaway link as well further up, and there isn't too much time left available actually for it either, so you've not yet entered the giveaway. There's only 20 minutes or so left. Let's have a look. It's for a chance to win one of 2 copies of the new RegDesigns Toronto scenery. 18 minutes left to enter. All you've got to do is make sure that you've... Hello. Who knows? Yeah, all you got to do is enter via the Gleam link that Nightbot puts into the live chat every now and again. Make sure you hit subscribe before you head away, and that will then give you an eligible entry for the draw. And there's a couple of different ways to get some additional entries in via that Gleam giveaway link to increase your chances. Jay is the Air Canada in front, fantastic. Peter, there are a few Concords out there from other simulators. Brian, if they manage to the engineer functions, fuel balancing, etc., it should be good. I think it's probably going to be a bit more automated, I think, for the time being. Matthew, honestly, even when FS Labs comes out with their complex Concorde, it's not actually that complicated to learn. It takes two or so flights to wrap your head around how to fly it. Oh, look at that, we've just had an overfly. That's fantastic. Matthew saying it takes 2 or so flights to wrap your head around how to fly it, then it becomes quite natural, especially with the Concorde performance system freeware out there. It can plan fuel and takeoff performance planning for you, including TLA timing for thrust reduction. Fantastic. Dominic's stuck between the Fly Tampa Toronto and the RegDesigns Toronto. Love Fly Tampa, but they both look great. Yeah, we discussed in the club lounge the other day when this one was released. Both look really difficult to decide between. I've only got the RegDesigns Toronto scenery. On departure we had no problems at all, and it looks really nice actually. We will see what performance is like on approach. There's a little bit more going on at that point as well, so we'll see what happens. But Dominican, be sure obviously to keep watching, and we'll have a good explore around the RegDesigns scenery, so you can kind of, hopefully it will help you make your decision between the two. Jazeka's asking, how do you keep the speed so steady in the aircraft with no auto throttle? The key, I've covered it in some tutorials, the key is setting an N1 depending on what speed you want to maintain, and then once you've set that, you're good for a little while until you burn quite a bit of fuel, and then you'll find that you start to accelerate slightly, and then you just adjust the M1 a little bit again. Throttle, good throttle calibration is key. Once you set it, you can do tiny adjustments of the throttle, and you can actually control it quite nicely. It's all about staying ahead of the aeroplane. If you've got the Aerosoft CRJ and you're sort of struggling with throttle settings and things without the auto throttle, check out episode 2 of my 3-episode CRJ tutorial series, and we go through setting throttle for cruise and things like that. Robert's got Fly Tampa's Toronto, it's great, superb textures and performance. Yeah, Jurassic makes a good point. Dominican, make sure you've entered the giveaway. You might actually win one of the 2 copies that we're giving away today for the RegDesigns Toronto. Alan's saying, Fly Tampa are always great, but are already a well-established studio, so why not support a new developer? That's a good point as well. Matthew, yes, I wonder where I got that tip. Yeah, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate actually all of your help over that sort of period of time when I was rattling my head around trying to get, trying to learn the CRJ. Matthew's a real-life CRJ captain, by the way, folks. Shared a lot of tips with us learning the CRJ and helped get my head around a lot of the systems. AP, am I a pilot by trade? No, I wish I was, sadly not. At the moment I work at Heathrow, but I'm sort of posted there for a couple more years and I'll move away somewhere else. But I can't really discuss what I do. Sadly, I'm not a pilot, as much as I'd wish I was. Automator's more excited for the BAE 146. Looks like it's going to be fantastic. It does, doesn't it? Only used to seeing it here in Colorado as a fire retardant bomber. What? Wow, didn't even know they were used for that purpose. That's cool. Hopefully you get some good liveries then. Yeah, the BAE 146 is going to be a cracking aircraft. Neil was saying the aircraft that did the little fly past a minute ago that we just about caught the edge of. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. Now I'm going to have to reset our drone camera. What has it gone back to? Sort of like, it's like 15 and 10 or something now, wasn't it? Go for 15 and 8. There we go, I think that's about right, isn't it? Dropping my knowledge all the time in streams, Jurassic Matthew was, yeah. All of those errors that I kept committing to. But it is still, at the moment, my favourite aircraft in MSFS by a long stretch. You get a lot, I think you get a lot more out of aeroplane add-ons like this because you're having to learn all the systems from scratch and all the sort of little niche things about the aeroplane as well, like the way the speed management works, the lack of auto throttle as well. I think you get a more rewarding experience out of it whenever you're trying to learn these sort of aeroplanes in sims, and Aerosoft have done a wonderful job with it. I like it a lot. Very good. The Just Flight BA 146 is going to be very fun to use, isn't it? 11 minutes left now, folks, for the giveaway, so be sure to enter. And for the last couple of minutes, I'll stick it in the pin messages for the last little bit. So for the entry for the giveaway, just click the new pinned message. But if you miss that, then of course the Nightbot will still put the link in the live chat every few minutes, just to remind people as well. Well, we've got 10 minutes left. 227 entries across, let's see. It doesn't tell me how many more people. Oh well. We appreciate it when you do tune in, Matthew. It's always good. There's Easton coming up in 80 miles. So that is going to be the entry point into Canadian airspace. That's directly below there actually is Niagara Falls, between Wazzy and Easton, so we're going to keep an eye out for it. The weather has started to clear and thin out down below like we expected. Automator, fantastic, welcome on board, joining us as a bronze frequent flyer member. Thanks for becoming a member, supporting the stream, really appreciate that. Make sure, Automator, you head to Discord and you sync your account with your YouTube account and we'll get you access into the club lounge as well. And we're going to try and capture Niagara Falls from above in a screenshot if we can. Centurio, the creator of today's route, good morning to you over in the States. Ashley, there's a great idea. Yeah, I think every stream I do it at least once these days. I need another desk. I need a proper gaming desk, I think, to be honest. I'm finding that the Turtle Beach Velocity 1 is taking up quite a bit of desk space now. My mouse is underneath inside a drawer, giving me repetitive strain injury. And my keyboard is now sort of cast on the side on top of a drawer, so I think I need to get a new desk that fits it all at once. Oh, there's a big airport down below. Rochester? Yeah, Greater Rochester International. Jesse. Yeah, we don't do rational thoughts here. Instead we go to the sim menu and end up turning every single aeroplane off. Kai, what? Kai, have you only just subscribed to the channel? Okay, so we've gone through the arrival procedures. Let's clear some of these pinned charts for Bradley International. We don't need those. Ling 3, where are we? Here we go. Almost at Wazzy. And we're going to go down to Sedab, 11,000 to 13,000 feet. There's Ling. Sedab's just after. And you can see the constraints actually there too. Cheetah, you do eventually, for the longer flights you certainly do because you burn a lot more fuel. But you can kind of set stable M1 and more often than not it's fine. If we were flying for another, say, 30 minutes, for example, in cruise, we would most likely find that we need to reduce the throttle a little bit because the speed creeps up. And it has crept up ever so slightly, but only, I don't know, 0.01 Mach or something like that. Kai, I've literally had no idea what you mean. Are you saying you weren't able to get into the live chat, or? Welcome anyway, I hope you're okay. Bossman's here. CYYZ. So, here we go. Jeez, Toronto now. Winds 130 at 12 knots, gusting 18 knots. So that's a crosswind with gust. 15 statute miles visibility, few clouds 2,500, scattered at 8,000, broken 22,000. Temperature 1 degrees, dew point -6, altimeter 3035. Memory of a sieve, so I'll set that now, and we want, was it 13? We'll do 12, we'll meet in the middle. There we go. Nick, I keep getting bats in model matching errors. When I try to verify with AIG, it crashes after downloading new repaints. Ah, Kai, well, you're here now, that's great. Rotafib, joining as a bronze frequent flyer as well. Fantastic, thank you guys. Really appreciate that. 2 new members on board today. Thanks for your support. And again, make sure you head to Discord and you link your account, and we'll get you into the club lounge. Let's bring that throttle back for the descent. We're going to be heading over Buffalo, K-Buff. Where's me banana? The main thing is, Kai's, you're here now. Yeah, the big thing, Cheetah, is throttle calibration. You can set max power, toga and climb quite close together, and it gives you a really big range for throttle between idle and climb then. And then it allows you to then adjust the throttles like I do, like 1% ever so slightly. Knick-knack, so what's your AIG client on at the moment, the version number? Ah, Kai, fantastic. Doing a bit of controlling at LTFM. Let's bring that throttle right back a little bit here. Start to descend. Go for about 290. Sabres. I don't know if we're going to be able to see Buffalo from here. Let's go. If we do the old drone camera, should be overflying it completely from above. So we'll keep an eye out. We go to overfly that. We just need to be careful of speed with this. You take your eye off the speed for a little bit too long. Before you know it, you've zipped straight over the top, and you're overspeeding, or you're Almost stalling. 3 minutes left for the giveaway. Keep smashing the like button while you're here as well, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do hit the shiny red button. Say hello in the live chat. Down we go. I'm actually going to let this slowly decelerate here. I think we're not going to see buffalo in this weather. Brian, wow, when you flew to Toronto in 1972, you were diverted to Niagara International. Yeah, Ian, there we go. So Nick Knack, that's the one you want, version ending 0.97. in the AIG installer, and if it shows 80 something, I had that same problem. I had to go to the AIG website, download the installer again, and then it force updated itself basically. There's buffalo. Wonderful. We did get to see it in the end. Niagara Falls coming soon. It's over there somewhere. We're going to be turning towards it shortly. Right turn at Buffalo is slowly starting to just decelerate. Might put a little bit more power in. Look at that for a window view. So I'm trying to think where Niagara Falls is. It's up here somewhere, isn't it? Could be that, actually. I think from memory the sim doesn't render it in particularly well, does it? Brian spent his 25th anniversary at Niagara Falls. Fantastic. What a way to celebrate. Mad how even small airports in the US are massive compared to the UK. It's crazy, isn't it? It makes our big airports look tiny in comparison. QNH is... or altimeter's 3035. Let's tune that now. And we'll reset the heading bug. We'll do 2000. That should allow us to slowly decelerate down to about 250, because that's where we're going to want next. That constraint coming up. So I'm going to set 250 on the speed bug, just as a reminder. That's Niagara Falls, isn't it? There we go. We're getting a little view of that as we go past. Some strange red land around it as well. Let's get the camera ready. There we go. Alexander Sermonov, welcome on board as well. Thanks for joining us. When we land as well, we'll find out who the two winners of our giveaway are. Niagara Falls, just about to come into view, I think, if I've got this set up correctly. There it is. Philip, hello, welcome. Brian can see Skyline Tower where you had your meal as well. Awesome. Wow. Look at that. Take a little screenshot of that like that. There we go. How cracking does that look? Bit of Niagara Falls from above. Philip, you've got to click the link in the giveaway, but I think it's just ended. The giveaway is closed. Okay, let's go back to focus mode. Into clouds, and we're gonna switch this around a little bit so we've got the views ready for our arrival into Toronto with RegDesigns scenery for MSFS as well as we head into this weather. It's rather big, bulky looking turbulent cloud. Matthew, wow, your father was from Niagara Falls, spent a ton of time there as a child visiting grandparents. That's remarkable. I'd love to visit one day. We've had quite the scenic flight today. Rotafib, was it a couple of months ago someone drove their car into the falls? What? Stuff like that we never ever see inside sort of news in the UK. That's crazy. Look at this. That huge cloud. Avoid that. That's where it'd be good to have a weather radar in here, because it'd be quite interesting to see what the cell looks like on a radar. It's been a while since we last heard about the PMTG 737 or the Fenix A320. Started worrying it's going to take a while for them to come out. Philip, I think it's almost here. I think both, in fact, are almost here.
Set up, reducing to 250 knots.
Kurt Knox lived in Buffalo most of his life as well, worked in the New York park system, went to the falls regularly. A lot of people that are local to this part of the world then. That's fantastic in today's stream. $105 likes, thank you guys, really appreciate it. Yeah, PMDG I think is just a couple of weeks away. Fenix A320 I'd imagine is a similar length of time as well. Where are we here? So Sedab down to 11,000 minimum. We've got to go Segod at 8,000 is the next. Toronto traffic, Jazz 5901 is passing Ling, inbound Ling 3 arrival, expecting ILS runway 05 for Toronto traffic. Rotafib lived in Cuse, went to Buffalo quite a bit, lived down near White Plains, KHPN. Speed, there you go, see, it's exactly what I mentioned a minute ago. If you take your eye off the ball on this for too long, it will try and bite you on the bum. Because that speed washes off quite quick otherwise if you're not careful. Let's get these on. Oops, wrong button. I want that one on. We'll turn the cowl icing on through this as well, because I don't trust that it's not icy. Let's get some of those screenshots onto Volanta as well. Before it gets too busy. And let's go music free for the remainder of today's flights. We've got one outbound climbing, one sort of through here. We don't think we're going to see him through this thick cloud, to be fair.
Traffic 60, Charlie, clear, Charlie, 10 mile 5. Toronto traffic here, Canada 1013, 4 miles short, final runway 5.
Oh, we might see him through this pocket if we're careful.
Not a problem, sure.
Look at that.
Toronto traffic, Jazz 430 is overhead. They got reducing speed to 10 knots.
Okay, so it's going to be important for speed management now. He's about 5 miles in front. This cloud is insane. Right, let's go. Thrust reversers. Up here we've set the cabin pressure. Might put windshield heat to high for now. There's 8,000. And you see the wingtip through the clouds. I think you can still. You know what? So we are about to level off. Let's have a little look through. Is it this side? No, this side. If we cut through the cloud. Here we go. It does sort of start to wash out a little bit. I don't think we're quite cutting in the cloud enough. Oh no, we're going straight through it. Okay, let's go 210. Dead row, left turn, then we've got downwind. Set up at 8, we're at 8,000 now, and we're at 210, we're just below 210 knots, which is fine by me. I'm gonna aim to fly at this T speed here. Any more than that though, we're gonna have to think about adding in flaps. Zigam at 3,000. Flying slightly lower than 210 is just going to give us a bit of an opportunity to get a bit of separation from
traffic,
chap in front.
Charlie is 2 mile final runway 05.
We might have to extend.
Toronto traffic, Canada 1013, clear runway 5 on Hotel 3. Text to the gate via Hotel, cross runway 15 left, Bravo. Have a great day, guys. Take care.
Toronto traffic, Jazz 591 is passing Segod 210 knots. Cruiser 3035. We know we've got a crosswind to contend with for the approach as well. Come off that speed ever so slightly. Okay. So everything we need is set so far. We've got lock 1 appearing as well. So as we fly this downwind leg, I'm just going to check to make sure we've got a course of 057 and we've got 109, let's see, radio. 109.7, so the frequency is correct.
Canada 1013, clear runway 15 left.
We're 5 miles behind the chap in front, which is working out quite nicely. I'm just going to go flaps 1. And we'll go down to 3. 1,400 foot per minute, I think. I want to stay below 210 knots, and then I know that we're not necessarily catching up the guy in front. Centuria, yeah, we could do. The only problem for us is we've got one in front of us, so we can't really cut. They could cut though. They could go in from Ulpa for the ILS. And let's go heading mode for a second. We're just going to check the course. 057 is correct. Go back to nav.
So traffic, Jazz 43 Sierra is inbound Danip, turning to intercept the localizer, runway 05 left.
On traffic. Charlie Golf, Charlie Sierra Charlie is clear of runway at 05 taxiing. Hotel 3
Bring that in.
for sky service.
65. As long as we're at 3000 by Dulpa, we're good. There is the one in front. He's turning early by the looks of it as well at Danip, so that's going to help us. In fact, he's turning at Darpu, perfect. Look at that for a screenshot. Oh, gee. My guy. That looks fantastic, look at that. Are we doing flight recorder, guys? Or are we not too worried about that today? Where's he gone? Somebody's seat. Ah, there he is, got him. Perfect. Okay, so he's turning for vectors.
And Jazz 43 Sierra established on the localizer 05 left, 10 miles final.
06 left?
06 left.
05 left.
Both.
05 or 06 left.
05 left.
It's not a runway.
There is a 05 left.
So we're at Danip. As long as it doesn't cause an engine out, Ian, indeed. Speed. As Volanta doing its state saving again. We're at flaps 8 now. Almost at 3000 to level off. Actually, I'm not going to record just yet. We'll wait till we establish. Wigan, it's going to be pretty much where this sort of factory setup here is. Where's the airfield? Over there. So we want to turn right, 057. Do 033 for now. Actually, we'll do 037. That should take us to Dulpa. .197 is set. There's 05. Let's go nav. Onto lock, sorry. And we'll arm approach mode now. Toronto traffic, Jazz 591 established, runway 05, 10 miles, number 2.
Toronto traffic, Jazz 43 Sierra, 3 mile final.
180. That's worked out quite nice for spacing. How huge the airfield is. We'll do 180 for now. $3,000 set for the missed approach as well, that's fine, and we're about to intercept a glide slope. Performance 139, 144. I did set the thrust reversers, didn't I? Good. Good ace. We are set, so we'll just slowly decelerate. Gonna get the gear down. And glide slope is about to arm any second. There it goes. Nose goes down. Gears going down. 3 green. So flaps 20 or flaps 30. RegDesigns Toronto. We'll have a good look around. If there's any particular areas you guys want to see when we do get on the ground, then do shout in the live chat and just guide me around if you know the place particularly well. We're full flaps now. We'll fly in for the last little bit manually as well. We need to put in some power.
Traffic, Jazz 43 Sierra, vacate to 05 via Hotel 3.
Quite a bit of drag on flaps 45. Oh, Brian, fantastic. My controls. We've got decent little crosswind, look. 15 knots across the aeroplane.
Toronto traffic, Jazz 43 Sierra, taxiing to the gate via Hotel Cross.
Quite interesting.
Alpha Delta.
We've got a little bit of a crab on. He says.
Toronto traffic, Cam Force 4313 heavy, taxiing Echo Hotel Bravo, hold short 23.
Or haze coming in.
500. 400.
Using a little bit of rudder.
300.
It's a complete crosswind of 11 knots at the moment.
200.
Oh. Oh.
40. 30. 20.
Kick the wheels straight. Come on. Come on.
10.
Oh. I'll take it. Verse. That's the first time flying a crosswind like that in the CRJ with this Turtle Beach Velocity 1 yoke. And actually, that was quite nice. Boring Pilot Nick, hello to you, welcome. Hotel 3 coming up. Minus 171 at 120 knots, not bad. Wind 12 degrees. 12 knots, I think that should be. And we'll cross there. Toronto traffic, Jazz 591 vacated Hotel 3, taxi to the gates Terminal 1. Oh, Asobo haven't fixed that one though. You look around whilst braking, it locks the brakes. Alan, it is the landing rate monitor. I've done a video on it as well. If you want me to get the link, then just let us know and I'll try and find the link as we taxi in with the tutorial. And also, we're on Volanta now. Osprey Airways, our channel call sign, is available to be used on Volanta for tracking your flights and things, in addition to on LRM. That big blob coming towards us. We'll leave those on. Toronto traffic Jazz 591 is crossing runway 33 right. Blue was a bit of a float, wasn't it? But yeah, it was fine, that crosswind a little bit there. Good fun. Oh, after all that, turns out the animation wasn't working properly. There we go, APU start, that's what we wanted. Toronto traffic Jazz 591, runway 33 vacated.
Fish traffic, make 4 toes on our 10 mile final 05. Peace.
Elliot's saying, can you have a look inside Terminal 1 and 2 when you park? Or Terminal 3. 1 and 3. Yeah, of course. I don't know, does it have an interior? Does Fly Tampers have an interior, in fact? Brian, must be a Tim Hortons in the terminal. Can you grab me a coffee? After I've grabbed myself one, of course. Let's bring the flaps and slats in back to 0. And the APU's now up and running. Here we go. I'll try and taxi whilst looking at the scenery for you guys. Both have an interior, fantastic.
Toronto traffic, Camforce 4313 heavy, crossing 15 left.
Jay, no worries at all. Once we park up, we will have an explore. We'll have a look around the scenery, and we'll then kick into the replay version of our landing so we can catch that crosswind landing. And then we'll draw the winners.
Toronto traffic, Camforce 4313 off 15 left.
Centurio, I'm kind of the same mindset. I'm not bothered about interiors because it's a flight sim. I don't explore the interiors much. As long as the airport from the outside looks great, then I'm happy.
Toronto traffic, Camforce 4313 holding short 05 on Bravo.
Lots of custom gates. Good, we're still on the centre line. Had a mild panic there. Tim Hortons in Harlow, nice. It is meant to be very good, isn't it? Very good coffee. Mr. Swedish Moto, I use the Flight Recorder program. It's a really good bit of freeware available on flightsim.to. What we got here? The Air Canada area here over on the far side too.
2 mile final, 05.
The thing is, Elliot, how often do you look at the interiors of a scenery? You might look at it once, twice, right? And then that's it. You probably won't look at it much more. You might use it for the odd screenshot and things, but for me, I'd rather have exceptional exteriors. I'd rather have exceptional exteriors and good performance. Like Centurio said, it's just a resource hog otherwise.
Sean traffic, Camforce 4313 off 05.
So Cygnus is saying interiors are less intensive than animations, loaded in when you close, when you're close, and are just polygons, textures. But I think the fact that it's got to load in though when you get close is what is killing the performance. Splitting here, custom signs. Bravo's right, Alpha's left. We'll take Alpha. Nick's just spawned at T1. Fantastic, that's where we're heading. You've got an Air Canada just pulling in. Is that you there?
On traffic, Camforce 4313 lining up 15 left.
I mean, it does look good from here. As we scoot past. Oh, there was a little Air Canada there that's just disappeared. Where'd he go? Brian, that's a good idea. Be it like static aircraft, you could have a little thing to say whether or not you want interiors or not. That could be quite a good way of getting it all sorted out.
Camforce 4313 departing 15 left.
Yeah, Jurassic. So Jurassic Designs, prime example, isn't it? They make some stunning scenery, but their KDCA is a very small airport in comparison to this. So they can afford to pump in loads of high quality, and it is rather stunning, really good interior work, in addition to the exterior looking fantastic too. But for an airport this big, I don't think you need it. You know, Anycene or any builds Anycene got a lot of flack for Heathrow not having an interior, but I really don't think they should do one. And I think they made the right decision in not doing one. Being such a big airport, near London as well, it'd be impossible to optimise it to even offer anywhere near decent performance for people. Guy should be departing next to us.
On traffic, Camforce 4313 climbing 1000 233.
Well, I can't see him. Maybe we've missed him. Right, we've got to go left on Delta. Hendrick, yeah, I think it was a weather change. Yeah, their midway's fantastic, isn't it? Left onto Delta. Yikes. Big airfield this. Ryan, I'm the same. I like to explore the scenery a little bit. Interiors and things, I might look at them once or twice. Go through. I'll be really impressed by it a lot of the time. Like Jurassic Designs DCA blew my mind how good that was. but you know, I haven't explored inside since. For me, performance is the biggest factor, and the exterior is the biggest factor. There you go, Neil, that's a good point as well, actually. So instead of building an interior to the airport, why not build some buildings externally on the approach? And that's a really good way of making it more immersive as well. In fact, I'm all for that idea. I think that's a great idea. Instead of building an interior that you won't ever look at, you've got all the buildings that you can recognise on the approach modelled in to give you that more realistic look on approach, or even departure. One thing I did think Innie Builds missed out upon was adding in the Grundon Recycling Centre near Heathrow Airport. You always see it on approach to 09 left, always on departure for 27 left and right.
4313 heavy, level 1000.
We're taking the next left, Delta Romeo, where we came out from actually. Maybe that's something else we could start pushing for instead of interiors, building more around the airport, creating that ultimate immersive experience for actual flight sim type stuff. The things that we're going to see regularly. Keep going left onto the second split. Oh, peekaboo, there's an Osprey. Check you out. Blue, you're most welcome. We're about to explore inside and have a good look at all of this scenery in depth. And then we'll draw the winners as well. We've got to do the flight landing replay too. Yeah, Centuria, it shows they put in a lot of effort into it, doesn't it, when that happens? Come on, Valanta, stop doing this to me. There we go. Oh, there's your Tim Hortons. Right, so we've got to leave the engines and everything on because we've got the flight replay mod recording, but I'll stop that recording now. We're parked up. Let's reset the drone cam and let's go in. We'll have a look at this at night time too. Straight away you got some sort of escalators and things, glass, that's quite nice. And then you've got just a basic interior, but actually I think that's all you need, isn't it? When you're turning up. Meter players, hello to you, welcome. You know, from the outside looking in, it looked pretty good. You've got some gate rooms with the Air Canada boards. Burger King. Oh, it's a double G, that's a spelling error. Whoopsie. RegDesigns, there you go, there's an update for you for the future. Fix the spelling error. Let's pop outside the glass here, see what this looks like. Look at that. Ooh, VDGS. That'd be nice to see if that works one day. That looks so good. See, this time round, my frames have actually been a bit lower than I would expect. Meter Player, thanks for subscribing. Hello to you, welcome. Could be a copyright thing, but then they've got the logo underneath it. there's probably no interior, is there? That's fine. We'll bust through this wall. Oh, look at this. It's pretty good. But again, as Centuria is saying there, it's not over the top for an interior. It's just enough to give you that immersion as you're sort of taxiing around manoeuvring areas and things like that. It's nice to see something from the outside, isn't it? But I'm never too bothered about it looking inside. I mean, there's a little bit of a random bit of texturing. Gives it a bit of an unfinished look. And I have to say, actually, performance is starting to suffer. It's bust out. Yeah, performance is really bad. All of a sudden. The extra G for good, yeah. Crikey. Are we near to some animations or something? Is this why the performance has suddenly dropped off? There's a lot going on over there. Car park looks full. There's a train I can see actually as well. And we've got the LatinVFR global vehicle traffic too. So we could go and see some of these too actually. The new LatinVFR product. And then we'll make our way back to the aircraft and look at the night textures throughout too. Including that forecourt. Look at that. It does look good. Some of the signs over there and the check-in gates. We need to check that out shortly. Got a couple of the trucks and things from is it Amazon Prime that we just spotted. Maersk. So this is the LatinVFR's global vehicle traffic add-on. You can see some Prime trucks racing around everywhere. That's quite cool. More recognisable. Certainly no impact on performance from what I can tell either. That's a new product they've released, just for a bit more immersion from LatinVFR. We can go back towards the train station now for this RegDesigns Toronto Airport scenery. There's a train here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Pretty cool to see that animated. And let's check out nighttime, shall we? So for those of you who have got the Fly Tampa scenery, what do you think in comparison? If you're watching this thinking, well, I've got Fly Tampers, how does this sort of compare between that and the one you're seeing here? Here's the departures lounge, or the check-in area, sorry, at night time. And performance in some areas is a bit of a struggle. How do the hotel rooms look in the Sheraton? Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. They've got some traffic light junctions over there as well, some red lights. Now, where's the Sheraton? Have I gone past it? That's the Sheraton, isn't it? There you go. So pretty basic looking windows over there. I mean, the night lighting around the airfield looks spectacular. Elliot B saying, I don't have either, but from what I've heard, the Fly Tampa version has better texturing, less interior, and an older layout. I mean, the night lighting looks really good. Let's go back to live time because I want to see if there's an inside to the control tower, which is pitch black at the moment. It looks like there is. Oh, it's a big old airport, isn't it? That's where it gets difficult. In fairness as well, oops, wrong button, they've put the correct charts in as well, look at that. A couple of strips as well. Okay, replay time. Let's reset the view. And we'll go to, we had a crosswind, didn't we, going across that direction. So let's hit the replay button. Before I do hit actual replay, I want to check things like VAT Spy. Just to see if we're going to conflict with anybody. Good, nobody's going to conflict, so hit replay, in we go. Now the thing is, we've got to be careful of, we're going to hear noises and all manner of things, and it might not necessarily tie in correctly either, because things like flap settings, they don't seem to work particularly well with flight replay at the moment. Boring Pilot Nick, we have disconnected. We're on as like an observer mode now, so we're invisible to everybody on the radar. Ryan, thanks for tuning in. While we're watching this, I'm going to roll the winners on Gleam and see who it decides is the winner. 3 invalid actions. Ooh. A little bit of cheating going on. So thanks to our friends at RegDesigns, they've offered us 2 copies of this this new Toronto scenery for MSFS to give away to 2 subscribers. Those of you who have entered, we've got 242 entries via the Gleam link. So good luck to everybody involved. I'm going to draw 1 winner now. And then we'll draw the second one after we've done a bit of a sort of a runway look. Wojtek Zozda, welcome and congratulations, you've won one of the 2 copies. If you're in the live chat, do say hello. And our second winner is somebody who lives in San Juan, Argentina. So if you think that could be you, then do say hello as well. Of course, the winners will be emailed so that they know that they've won.
400. 300.
Well, Diego lives in Argentina.
40, 30,
Could it be you?
10,
Wojtek, are you in the chat? There's our touchdown. There's the FedEx cargo building. Congratulations to Wojtek. Okay, let's come out of the plane. Not that close though. Want to go to about here. We'll ditch it. And we want to replay one final time. We want to see that that crosswind crabbing, don't we? So if we zoom in along here like this. We've got a 15 knot crosswind.
Toronto traffic, here, 412 crossing Street right.
So the second winner was Diego Veja, who I think has already guessed that he's probably won. Diego V in the chat. Living in San Juan, Argentina. Congratulations to you and Wojtek Zozda as well. So our two winners for today's RegDesigns Toronto giveaway for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Look at that crabbing. Wow. A wind blowing us. Look at that. We're manually flying this approach. And there's me kicking that nose wheel central again. Fighting the wind. Oh. Jesus. Bit sloppy on the loss of the centre line there. There we go. There's me in the captain's seat there. Good fun. And there's Toronto Pearson again. How do you get Osprey on Volanta? There's a good question. So if you do want to fly and log your flights under our community call sign of... There it goes. Of Osprey, then all you need to do, you can go to end flight. Let's just end that for now. Start a new flight, and then you can pick an aircraft. You can click aircraft and configure as required. If you've got our liveries installed, like our Osprey Airways Boeing 787-10, what you can do in aircraft, let's see one that I've not done it to yet. Let's find one. Perfect. Our DC6. So you can click select airline, type in our 3-letter code that we use on VATSIM VVX, and you can see it appear there. We're, I think, one of the first, if not the first, virtual operator on VATSIM. Very exciting. There we go. Thank you very much to those of you who took part today during the giveaway. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Join us tomorrow for a group flight on joinfs.net. It's a free bit of software that you can use, download, and connect to the digital theme park server. 1 o'clock tomorrow, UTC, and you can join us in Kodiak Island, Alaska, for a little group flight in the Aerosoft Twin Otter. All the details are inside our Discord server, so if you are in there, then you can find out all the details in the announcements tab or in the live streams area. Failing that, check out our scheduled live stream for tomorrow, and all the details are in the description for that, including the links to the scenery for those of you who use MSFS. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you all tomorrow. A very warm welcome to all of our new subscribers, and also Automator and Rotofib for becoming channel members today as well. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Hit like before you head off, and subscribe below if you've not done so already. And I'll see you tomorrow. As always, thank you very much for watching. Take care.